Hi, Lyssa here. Today I want to talk to you about a tool I think is absolutely fabulous. I call it the emotional roadmap. And any of us, all of us have had these moments in our life where we really need a strategy for when our life gets out of control and we're feeling like we've just hit crazy town. I know I've had these situations that happen in my life, and I assume I am not alone, although that may be an assumption. Maybe I'm the only person who's ever experienced the crazy town. So what I like to do with myself and with others is go through what is an emotional roadmap. And the way that the roadmap works is this, and you know I love to draw. If you've watched any of these videos, you know I like to draw. So you start with a little square, not a circle this time, and you put in a side of that square whatever that thought process is that is making you crazy, whether it is you're angry, whether it is that you're anxious, whatever it is. It really could be anything. Feeling helpless, overwhelmed, fearful, doesn't matter. What is the thinking that is going on with that? So if I am angry, let's say I'm just really furious because somebody parked in my parking spot. That's a very minor one, but this sort of thing that can get people really upset. So somebody, or cut me off in traffic. So I'm just going to put traffic up here because honestly, it could be any kind of traffic issue. So you got your traffic. And you have two ways that you can go in this roadmap. And the first question you want to ask yourself is this matter worth my concern? It's a really good question to ask yourself. Is this matter worth my concern? And you really have two ways you can go from there, right? You've got the yes, it is worth my concern because I'm getting mad about it, or no. So you've got, is this matter worth my concern? And either no or yes. Trying to do things backwards. Once you get to a yes, if you're at a no, fine, you're at a no. The matter is not worth my concern, so I'm at a no, but it is. Then the second question you really want to ask yourself is something to the effect of, and it could be really anything along this lines, but am I justified? I mean, if somebody cut me off, maybe I am justified if somebody cut me off in traffic and nearly caused me to have an accident. So let's say I'm at a yes, am I justified though is the next question. Now, if I get to am I justified, I get to go either way, yes or no. And it starts to look like this. Am I justified? Yes or no. So let's say, yes, I'm justified. I nearly had an accident. Gosh, it could have been terrible, blah, blah, blah. And I have my third question that I think is probably the most important question we can ask, which is, do I have an effective response? And this is the place where most people come off the rails. So they've gotten to, is this matter worth my attention? Yes. And am I justified? Yes. And then they come down to, do I have an effective response? And at that point, most people go right up to no. Very few. Sometimes we have a yes. When it comes to traffic, my effective response might be to honk and then let it go. I'm fine, right? If it is a stronger situation, then maybe I'm going to have a need for another type of yes, but I need to have an effective response. And the reason it's important to have an effective response is if what I do is I come out and I start acting like a jerk myself, I'm only escalating a situation. I'm only making the crazy worse versus going to a no. And I'm having a little trouble with my left and right here as I'm looking in this. So if you don't have an effective response and you're going to go to no anyway, why waste all the time over here justifying your position, deciding whether or not it's important or not. Because if you're not going to give it the attention that it needs in order to come up with an effective response, you're really at a no. And once you're at a no, this is where your tools come in. Because just because you're at a no does not mean that you feel better, right? So you still may be really upset, feeling really anxious, feeling really angry, feeling whatever it is that you're feeling. It's a strong emotion. So once you notice that you are still feeling something, it's time to engage a strategy that might be useful in helping you to navigate this roadmap. So one of my very favorite survival skills has to do with reasoning with myself. So let's say, and I'm thinking about this, so let's say I get a puppy. And I know puppies make messes in the houses. They also often will chew on things. I've lost many a pair of pants because some puppy ate the crotch out of them, or they ate my rug, or they ate a pillow, or they ate my shoe. They tend to only eat one shoe out of every pair. It's what puppies do, right? So if I come home and the puppy's eaten my shoes, the one out of several different pairs of shoes, do I really have a right to be angry about this? Am I really justified? Is this really worth my continued attention? Because honestly, that's what puppies do. I knew that when I got a puppy. So I go through the thing, is this important? Yes or no? Yes, they were expensive shoes. Am I justified? Sure, I'm justified because, it was an expensive shoe. But if I don't have an effective response, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to whack the puppy, scare the puppy, create this whole thing about the puppy being the problem, I'm actually creating a crazy situation where now my dog is scared of me, right? And I don't want to do that. So reasoning with myself, this is what puppies do. I chose to have a puppy, roll up that newspaper, hit myself in the head, and it wasn't that important. If they were that important as shoes, I'd have put them somewhere where the puppy couldn't get to them, or conversely, I would have put the puppy somewhere where the puppy wouldn't get in trouble. So reasoning with myself, super important. Another one of my techniques that I really love is when I'm really upset about something, distract myself, read a book, listen to music, dance, go to a movie, watch a movie on television, find something funny to watch, really funny, much better than anything else you can watch when you're feeling annoyed about something or anxious or worried or anything. So distracting yourself, great tool. In fact, I often have said to people, what would you do if you win the lottery? People can spend hours thinking about how they might live their life and what they might do and what benefit they might give the world if they won the lottery. It can take up a tremendous amount of time, and conversely, it shifts your attention away from whatever it was that was annoying the heck out of you. So distracting yourself. I also love it because honestly, wow, I just totally lost my thought. So anyway, I got distracted. Distract yourself. Oh, here it is. Have you ever been in the line, whether it's for the bank or the grocery store or something like that? If you are in a line and you're in a hurry, invariably the line goes slower, right? It just seems to be one of one of Einstein's laws of physics and the dynamics of the universe is that whatever line I'm in is going to go slower, unless I pick up a magazine that doesn't have a good content page thing, so I can't find the article I'm looking for, in which case the line moves at supersonic speed. So distracting myself is very useful in all sorts of things. It can get lines moving, I promise you. And then there's a couple others. So one of the others is really finding what's funny about it. And when I use the term humor, I don't mean when you're mad at somebody, making fun of them, but I mean when we're mad at somebody, maybe figuring out how to make a little bit more fun of ourselves. Like, what is going on with me? What do I need to do to relax? Why am I taking this so seriously? What is a way of calming myself down so that I can start to think of what is a useful, effective response? And the last one really is maybe practicing things like being mindful or tolerant, really expanding our empathy and tolerance. Everybody that we meet is walking a hard path. Nobody's got it easy. And honestly, we're all just struggling often to do our best, even if our best isn't all that grand. And so giving people a little bit of a break if people are behind what's causing you to have this strong emotional response. So I hope this is useful for you today. Have a great, great rest of your day and wish you all the best. Cheers.